9 dead, including the suspect after a school shooting in BC.
2 firearms, a long gun and a modified handgun were recovered by responding officers.
Heartbreak and horror in Tumbler Ridge as police search for a motive. Plus, multiple shots fired outside a Calgary restaurant.
It was definitely a targeted shooting.
The organized crime link to an attack in a busy parking lot. And getting airborne for a final goodbye.
The sunlight was perfect. There were no clouds. It was just lovely.
A gift of flight and a gift of closure for a Calgary senior.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Calgary joins the rest of the country tonight, grieving a terrible loss and sending love to a small community in British Columbia. 9 people, including the suspect, are dead after a school shooting Tuesday afternoon. There are many questions about how such a tragedy could have occurred. Those answers still to come in the days ahead. CTV's Andrew Johnson is in Tumbler Ridge, BC tonight.
A heartbreaking symbol of a tight-knit community in mourning.
This is a deeply distressing incident.
Shortly after 1:20 local time Tuesday, an alert was sent out to residents warning an active shooter may be in the community. The RCMP say they rushed to Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where at least 25 people were found injured. 6 others, a 39-year-old female educator, 3 female 12-year-old students, and 2 male students ages 12 and 13 were found dead inside the school of just 160 students.
She was just a beautiful soul. She's a light in our family. She loved art and anime. She wanted to go to school in Toronto. And we just loved her so much. She was thriving in high school. She never hurt her soul.
Families are just mourning in their own way. Everybody has their own way of expressing remorse and grief, and we give them their comfort zone.
Police say the suspect, who was found at the school dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound, was 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, a resident of Tumbler Ridge. The suspect's 39-year-old mother, Jennifer Strang, and 11-year-old stepbrother, Emmett, were found dead at the suspect's home.
Well, we don't have an idea yet as to motive. And again, recognizing we're still less than 24 hours into this incident, it is something that we are certainly passionately pursuing. But it would be too early to speculate on motive.
Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
This marks Canada's worst mass school shooting in 3 decades. Camilla Di Giuseppe joins us now. Camilla, shock and support is being expressed right across this country.
Tara, condolences are pouring in, including from here, our own city, as Albertans want the community of Tumbler Ridge to know they are not alone in their grief. All provincial news conferences were canceled today in wake of the mass shooting. And as people try to make sense of the senseless killings, parents are trying to navigate the difficult challenge on how to best talk to their kids about an unthinkable tragedy.
Flags flying at half-mast at Calgary City Hall, the Alberta Legislature, and the Harry Hayes Federal Building, a symbol of collective sorrow.
It's an absolutely awful situation in Tumbler Ridge. Our hearts are broken.
Calgary's mayor reflecting on the inconceivable loss of life in the small BC town, now the scene of one of Canada's worst mass shootings.
Our hearts are with the educators, the first responders, the families who have been impacted. It's going to be a long road to navigate this senseless tragedy and loss.
Alberta's premier echoing similar sentiments on X, reassuring our neighbours to the west they're not alone, adding, "Know that Alberta and the whole of Canada is thinking of you." Heartbreak shared by Alberta Teachers Association. As educators, our schools are not just buildings. They are the heart of our communities and are sacred spaces where children should always feel safe.
And I think one of the first things for parents to know is that is absolutely normal.
Psychologists say families should keep an eye for changing habits in their children, like becoming more clingy or exhibiting illness.
Approaching your kid and saying, "Hey honey, I'm noticing that you're having a lot of tummy troubles lately. I'm wondering if you're feeling scared or worried about what has happened recently."
They can reassure their children that they're not alone in their feelings. If needed, seek professional support and, most importantly,
Show your child that you are there for them and that you are available to connect.
Camilla DiGiuseppe, CTV News, Calgary.
There are a number of resources available to help people through this difficult time, but also if you or anyone is in need of support, we have those resources available on our website. In Calgary now, breaking news on McLeod Trail. 2 people were hurt in a crash between a school bus and a car this afternoon. It was one of 3 school bus crashes today. The collision was at McLeod Trail and 99th Street around 4 p.m. The driver of the car is in serious, potentially life-threatening condition, while the bus driver also suffered serious injuries. The bus had 16 students on board. None were hurt. Another school bus with students on board crashed into a church parking lot this morning. The Calgary Board of Education says the driver suffered a medical emergency and veered off Crowchild Trail. The bus hit a light pole and came to rest in a treed area. EMS took the driver to hospital for treatment. A bystander helped the students evacuate from the rear of the bus. EMS assessed 2 students for minor injuries, and paramedics cleared them to continue to Queen Elizabeth High School on another vehicle. And nobody was injured in another school bus crash late this afternoon. 2 people were assessed at the scene, but nobody was taken to hospital. 5 kids were aboard the bus at the time. A targeted shooting outside a Calgary restaurant is the work of organized crime. That's according to police. 1 man was shot last night and rushed to hospital in critical condition. As Tyson Fedor reports, the public was at risk of being hit by stray bullets, and businesses are now left cleaning up the mess.
Shattered glass and drops of blood, that's all that remains outside this nail salon Wednesday following a chaotic night. CCTV footage from inside McLeod Nail Lounge around 9:40 p.m. Tuesday shows bullets piercing through front windows and lodging inside the front desk. About 17 shots rang out.
I feel very shocked because a lot of business here is maybe impact us a lot because we have customer every day, customer coming like this, we have to close the business.
Lindsay Garrett owns the neighboring business.
I think we're just really lucky that we weren't hit.
Police were called to a parking lot in the 7,000 block of McLeod Trail outside the Cactus Club Cafe. A man had just left the restaurant and was sitting in this black Audi SUV and was shot several times.
We did have some bystanders and there were some staff that did render some first aid.
The victim was taken to hospital in critical condition. He is now stable. Police say this shooting is linked to organized crime.
The individuals that we do know that are involved are known to police. It is very early on to say exactly what the motives or the incident leading up to the shooting actually was.
Derek Starlight was in his hotel room next door when everything unfolded.
Well, we were watching television and all of a sudden we heard gunshots, multiple, like at least 9 or 10 gunshots.
He says he had trouble sleeping after police remained on scene for much of the night.
I was watching the news about the gunshots in BC and it's starting to get frightening up here in Canada.
Bullet holes could be seen scattered across the front of McLeod Nail Lounge, and for some, this crime comes as a shock.
This area seems pretty safe, like with Chinook Mall right there and everything else, so it is a little surprising for sure.
But police are thankful bystanders were not caught in the line of fire.
We feel quite concerned when we feel like we're banking on luck in these kind of situations. So definitely any one shooting in the city is not acceptable by our standards.
And Tyson is at the scene of that shooting tonight. Tyson, police have not located any suspects.
Tara, at this point, no, but the investigation remains in its infancy, according to police. Now, McLeod Nail Lounge, as you can see behind me, lost business today. They had to stay closed because of the damage done to the doors and its windows, but they are hopeful they can reopen for business tomorrow. Now, as for the public, investigators are asking anyone in this area that may have CCTV footage of that incident last night to contact them or Crime Stoppers anonymously. Tara?
Tyson, thank you. A 12-year-old Lethbridge boy has been sentenced to 3 years of intensive rehabilitative custody and supervision after he tried to kill his 7-year-old brother at their home last summer. According to the agreed statement of facts, the 2 brothers were home alone while their father was out. The accused became enraged and stabbed his brother 9 times. The 7-year-old was airlifted to hospital. The accused will serve 24 months in secure custody, with the remaining 12 months under a supervision order, which is the maximum allowed under the Youth Criminal Justice Act.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
An animal rescue organization north of Calgary has taken in an orphaned and underweight black bear cub. The bear was found attempting to den on someone's deck in Slave Lake. He is now in the care of the Alberta Institute for Wildlife Conservation in Madden. Staff say he weighs half the healthy weight for a cub his age and has injuries to his paw and nose. They suspect the mother was killed and say without her guidance, the cub couldn't hibernate on its own. They hope to release the cub back into the wild in June. Let's get our first peek at the forecast. Danielle joins us now. This weather is confusing because it feels like spring out there.
It sure does. And this entire week will feel like spring. Next week will look and feel like winter. So you'll have to have the parka ready. You may even have to shovel next week. So enjoy this while it's here. 3 degrees right now. We did get to a high of 8 today. We had lots of sunshine, calm winds. The winds will pick up a little bit tomorrow. This will be out of the west, up to 40 kilometers per hour. What that will do, though, is get us up to the plus double digits. So likely a high of 11, some sunshine, some cloudy periods. This will be the warmest day of the next 10 days. Absolutely. So we'll talk about the cooling trend coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Just ahead, Calgary police launch a second downtown safety sweep. The operation is all about tackling drug activity, social disorder, and violent offenses. We will hear from police next. And a podium celebration in Milan. We'll tell you who's taking home a bronze medal on Team Canada. Police believe speed was a factor in a fatal single-vehicle crash in the southeast this morning. It happened near 84th Street at 74th Avenue shortly after 2:30 a.m. Police say a BMW left the road, rolled in a ditch, crossed the road again, and then came to rest in the opposite ditch. The driver, a man in his 20s, was ejected from the vehicle and died at the scene. This is Calgary's 5th traffic fatality so far this year. And yesterday, a man in his 20s died in a crash on 16th Avenue Northeast. Again, police are investigating speed as a possible factor. A car left the road on 16th Avenue near Stony Trail and hit a concrete pillar. Calgary police are once again cracking down on crime and social disorder, with officers flooding the downtown core today. They made a major sweep aimed at restoring public safety. The coordinated effort with several other agencies focused on proactive patrols, outreach, and enforcement. Here's Mark Villani.
Calgary police are patrolling the downtown core by foot, in specialized vehicles, and even saddling up, monitoring the streets on horseback. It's the second round of a major police sweep called Operation Order, targeting crime, drug activity, and social disruptions. It's also a chance for law enforcement to connect with the city's most vulnerable.
The conversations were incredibly professional. They were engaging. There was lots of good feedback. There was lots of great questions.
The last Operation Order in November ended with several bylaw fines issued. This sweep was similar. Officers made arrests and handed out several tickets, working alongside peace officers and Alberta sheriffs. In just a few hours, police conducted 140 calls for service, charged 6 people with multiple offenses, made nearly 200 community engagements, and referred 77 people to social supports.
This isn't just about numbers, it's about people. It's about restoring dignity, safety, and trust in our city.
When people tell you they're not safe, maybe we should listen to them.
City Councillor Dan McLean sits on Calgary's Police Commission. He says officer visibility creates a safer city.
The way that you make them feel more safe is by having police presence and having seen arrests, seeing these streets being cleaned up.
But not everyone agrees. This Calgarian who lives on the streets says many people are struggling to trust law enforcement.
I think they could do better interacting in a positive way beyond their presence. This seems to be us and them.
It's not about us versus them. We're all in this together. It's about those different root causes, and it's about working together to help these individuals so that they can live a healthy, happy life.
And Mark is downtown tonight. Mark, police say some of the calls they attended today were potentially life-saving.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Police say one of the calls today involved the use of Narcan to revive an unconscious individual before pointing them in the right direction of supports that they very much needed in that situation. Police say other business owners also were very grateful that police were having positive conversations with the most vulnerable who frequently gather in the downtown core. Now, this crackdown, of course, comes as disorder calls have risen exponentially in the last few years. There were more than 13,000 calls of disorder just last year alone. Chief McClellan says these operations will also continue into the future, and we'll expect the results of this latest operation to be released at some point tomorrow. Sarah.
Okay, Mark Villani reporting tonight. Mark, thank you.
This is CTV News Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now as we get a look at our 5-day forecast.
And for the rest of this week, the forecast looks very spring-like. You'll notice a bit of a difference by the weekend as temperatures start to cool. It's next week that I want to make sure you're very prepared for, because that will be winter. Winter, which technically it is winter, will be making its return. Okay, today we had calm winds. The sun was out in the city and the temperatures were warm. We got to a high of 8. So it was a stunning February day in Calgary and many other communities in southern Alberta. Pincher Creek had a gust just over 50 kilometers per hour, so pretty tame for this corridor. The winds will pick up tomorrow. So Calgary, we're looking at 40 kilometer per hour gusts. Also for Brooks and Medicine had around that 40 mark. Lethbridge, Pincher Creek, Claresholm looking at 60 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. That will all be out of the west, so temperatures will be a couple degrees warmer for most areas tomorrow, Calgary included, as we're likely to get into the double digits. So again, today we got to 8 in the city. 9 was the high in Lethbridge and Milk River and Brooks. Medicine Hat got to 8 and Pincher Creek 7. Let's fast forward to where we're sitting right now. And again, as that sun sets, the temperatures drop off pretty quick. 3 degrees is our current temperature in the city, 2 in Lethbridge, 4 in Medicine Hat, and at that freezing mark in Milk River at this moment. All right, radar and satellite still under, I would say, somewhat of a ridge of high pressure. It's not the same ridge of high pressure we had last week that was very organized, and that's why we had many record-breaking highs last week, but it's enough to get the temperatures as warm as they are, and we've had lots of sunshine as well. So it's redirecting all that cloud cover up and around us and all the moisture. It's doing it for now, but this jet stream and the ridge of high pressure is going to slump down over the coming days, which means it's going to allow a colder air mass to not just move in, but settle in. And because this is the storm track, it's going to direct the clouds and the moisture towards us by next week. We may even see a little bit of it on the weekend. All right, so Futurecast showing you for the next couple of days, really just sun and cloud. But as we get into Saturday morning, we're going to see more cloud cover start to make its way in as that jet stream shifts over us. We also have a small potential of seeing some snowflakes in the city Saturday morning. Definitely a good chance of seeing it along the mountains. So the game will start to change on the weekend, and you'll notice a massive difference by next week. But tomorrow, 11 degrees as our daytime high. Again, a little on the windy side, gusts 40 kilometers per hour. 8 degrees for Friday. So as you can see, by Friday, we start our slow decline. 3 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. Again, that small chance of flurries on Saturday. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. But I'd like to quickly show you the 10-day trend to give you an idea of next week. By Tuesday, a high of -7. By Thursday, a high of -10. And by Friday and Saturday of next week, daytime highs in the -teens. Tara.
Back into the cold. Thank you, Danielle. A busy day for Canadians at the Milano Cortina Games, including a first Olympic podium for veteran ice dancers. Scott Hurst is tracking the results.
A podium finish for Canadian ice dancers Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, their first Olympic medal.
They've been working really hard. They're an amazing pair together. They've been together for about 15 years now.
The three-time Olympians were in third after the rhythm dance. They put down a score of 131.56 in the free dance for a combined total of 217.74, and that secured them the bronze medal. Reigning Olympic silver medalist in the men's speed skating 1,000-meter, Laurent Dubreuil, was one of 3 Canadians racing for a medal in the event at Milano Cortina. Dubreuil, however, failed to reach the podium this time around, finishing 8th overall. A thrilling finish in the women's freestyle moguls event. Saskatchewan's Maya Schwinghammer reaching the top 8 medal round, putting down a final run score of 77.61. She was just off the podium, however, 5th in her first Olympic Games. Another Olympic final is booked for Elizabeth Hosking in snowboard halfpipe. The Quebec athlete in her 3rd Olympic Games was 8th in qualifying today. The 12-rider final takes place on Thursday. 4 Canadians were taking part in the men's Super G. Jack Crawford, the top athlete wearing the maple leaf, placing 16th in the alpine skiing event, about a second and a half behind the winner. Medals were on the line in biathlon. The top Canadian was 23-year-old Calgarian Pascal Parody, finishing in 24th place. 4-player curling is now underway. Team Brad Jacobs opening up their Milano Cortina experience with a win over Germany. Men's hockey is now officially underway. Canada's first game is tomorrow against Czechia. The women will wrap up their preliminary round in a game tomorrow as well against Finland. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
The City of Calgary is looking at scrapping controversial blanket rezoning policies, but that move may have millions of dollars attached to it. We'll tell you about a new report. And a Calgary woman takes a flight in the mountains in honor of family members. Stay with us for that. Calgary is set to debate whether to scrap blanket rezoning next month. But a new report warns the city could lose hundreds of millions of dollars if that bylaw is reversed. Here's Jordan Canagan with more.
Getting rid of blanket rezoning could come at a major cost.
We still as a council need to sit down and figure out what that answer really means for us and where we're going to go from here.
A city report to councillors Wednesday says $861 million from the federal government could be at risk as Calgary debates getting rid of the controversial bylaw.
It just makes our job harder to do, but those are the conditions of the agreement that we signed, and so as a result, we'll sit down as a council and we'll figure out how to be able to meet those conditions.
A letter from the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation this week makes the conditions more clear. In order to remain compliant with the agreement, any updated zoning must not reintroduce exclusionary single-family only zoning, allow for at least 4 units on a lot across the city without additional approvals, and must not reintroduce approval processes or other barriers that slow down development. The mayor believes the city's housing strategy achieves all of that, even without upzoning.
Only one of those 98 recommendations related to blanket rezoning. When you look at Calgary delivering on housing, we are firing on all cylinders. And even the portion that the federal government is taking a look at, it represents about 300 of those 28,000 homes that were built in the last year.
Calgary is leading the country in new homes being built, and it's the 3rd year in a row it's done so.
We built more homes faster, quicker, with less permitting fees than anywhere in the whole country. We should be rewarded for that.
A public hearing on whether to repeal blanket rezoning is set for March 23rd. Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
11% of the city's infrastructure is in poor condition, and it would cost nearly $6 billion to replace it all and create redundancies. That's according to a new report presented to councillors today. Over $1.5 billion of that is related to aging water mains and treatment plants. If it wanted to replace all transit infrastructure in poor condition, it would also cost the city more than $2.3 billion over the next decade. The report also shows millions of dollars is needed to fix crumbling pavement, and more than 10,000 rusted streetlight poles need replacing.
Part of the nature of this game is to try and get out in front of those assets before they cause a catastrophic failure, a loss in service. And so really what we are doing is accelerating to make sure that we understand the risk profile on those pipes.
The city says it will provide a 10-year plan for projects to prioritize by May. Funding to fix aging infrastructure will be decided during budget discussions in November. Later on CTV News, a blood drive, but not for people, for pooches. We'll meet a few of the hero dogs offering up the gift of life to other canines in need. A Calgary senior fulfilled a long-held dream today, seeing the mountain peak where her husband and daughter's ashes were scattered. Kevin Green was there when she boarded a plane for the mountains west of Calgary.
86-year-old Louise Barnett has never been to the top of Howling Peak, but she's always wanted to see it. It's where the ashes of her husband and daughter were laid to rest.
And I wasn't able to do that. It was just too much of a challenge.
Wednesday, she boarded a Cessna 182 at Springbank Airport, destined for the mountains west of Calgary. Her wish coming true thanks to the staff at Rocky Ridge Retirement Community.
Once we received Louise's wish, we just had to run with it. And thank you to Calgary Flying Club. We're able to make that happen, and she's going to have a magical day in the mountains.
Louise's daughter joined her on the flight.
It's my dad and my sister, and it's at the top of Howling, so my goal is to hike up there this year, so it'll be really nice to be able to fly over to see where their ashes are.
The Calgary Flying Club donated the flight, arranging for pilot Jeremy Heemstra to take them out over the 2,400-meter peak.
And when I learned kind of about the context and the background of this, it was a no-brainer for me. Like, I felt honored and privileged to kind of be handpicked by the CFI here. So, yeah, I was excited right away when I heard about it.
After just over an hour in the air, Louise was back on terra firma with her wish come true and something more too.
And I saw where my husband and daughter's ashes were placed. So on the whole, it was really nice. It was another closure, but it was a happy closure again.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, dispersing a loved one's ashes is allowed in Alberta provincial parks, but there are rules to protect the environment. We have links to those guidelines on our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. That's a great story. That's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
All right, well, think about this. How tidy is your kitchen? And in particular, certain cupboards in your kitchen. Does that seem about right at anybody's house? I mean,
the Tupperware kind of, right? Just sort of, how do you fit that in?
You take care with the plates, and then when it comes to the Tupperware, the bowls are not stacked. Nothing fits inside anything else. There's lids missing. At some point, you just give up and you just chuck it all in there.
Yeah, you give up because there's no lids left ever.
Nothing ever fits anything else.
Oh. I like that.
Well, good posture. It's not instinctive for everybody, so that's why some need a quick check.
I even have a good
point. If you can hold this for a few seconds.
I could dance.
Hold it.
Bit of a prank here. This is Luke. He put a broomstick inside his brother's jacket sleeve to check his posture, is what he told him. But then once his arms were stuck with the broom in there, he tickled him.
I'm sure that brother was not very happy about that prank.
I too have, I think, held down a sibling to tickle them. So this appealed to me because I laughed at that. Yeah,
I'm going to do that to my brother. That's
a good one. That is the kind of thing you would only do to your sibling, 100%.
I just scared my sister.
Well, that too. Jumping out, yeah, for sure. Well, do you have a friend that always comes up with ridiculous ideas, but you go along with them all the time? You just can't say no?
My tie, aren't they? Cool tie.
Well, these two don't even know what to be up to. So this guy agrees to put pantyhose on his head for his best friend. There was an end goal here. The point was to try to blow the candle out when your face is all smushed up. Of course, he couldn't do it. It took him about a minute here to finally get the breath going. A lot of huffing and puffing, a lot of looking ridiculous.
Yeah, I just hope the cops didn't show up.
I was just thinking that. Like, don't go outside with that thing on your head.
Right?
It's going to be a takedown.
How do people think of all these great things?
No, I don't know.
I
The other guy
you got it.
busting a gut. All right. Well, still to come on CTV News, people in small town BC are mourning tonight, and now people are looking into the motive behind the deadly shooting in Tumbler Ridge. Stay with us.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera. Look at that cool shot with the greens and the blues. And we had a stunning day today. Beautiful, in fact, considering it is February, and we got up to 8 degrees in the city. All the warmth is in the west. Once again, this has been the trend for almost 2 straight weeks now. 8 was the high in Vancouver, 9 in Victoria, 5 in Regina, and then below freezing, Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, Ottawa, Montreal, over into Quebec City. We're going to be below freezing next week, but we'll hold on to the warmth for the rest of this week. Temperatures right now, 4 degrees in Medicine Hat, so that's one of the warmer spots right now. We're sitting at 2 in Calgary and 3 in Pincher Creek. The winds have been calm today, except a little gusty in Pincher Creek, and the winds will pick up everywhere tomorrow. So 40 kilometre per hour gusts for Calgary, over to Drumheller, Brooks and Medicine Hat, and south of the city, Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek, those 60 kilometre per hour gusts are possible. Still under a ridge of high pressure, and that means, along with the winds gusting out of the west tomorrow up to 40 kilometers per hour, we're going to get even warmer than today. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 3 degrees when off to work and school, mainly cloudy. Clouds clearing out throughout the day, so lots of sunshine expected for the afternoon, and likely a high in the double digits. Little dance around. Kamloops, Salmon Arm, Kelowna looking at a high of 9, so we'll be warmer than them. Edmonton looking at a high of 8, so we'll be warmer than them. Check that out. High River 12 for tomorrow, and double digits Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Milk River as well. Just a little on the gusty side again for Lethbridge and Pincher Creek. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Emergency crews responded to 3 school bus crashes in Calgary today. The most serious collision happened this afternoon on McLeod Trail at 99th Street. The driver of a car and the school bus driver both have serious injuries. The bus was full of students, but none were hurt. A man is in critical condition after a targeted shooting where about 17 shots were fired. It happened last night outside the Cactus Club restaurant on McLeod Trail. An RCMP saying an 18-year-old shooter in Tumbler Ridge killed 2 family members at home, then randomly gunned down 5 students and an adult at school before firing on police and then killing herself. Police in Tumbler Ridge arrived within 2 minutes to a scene that was like a horror movie. As you can imagine, it would have been difficult for first responders, and now police must shift their focus to the search for a possible motive. Here's Kathy Lee.
Scared. I didn't know. There's a large air of uncertainty. We had no idea what was going on, and we took tables and put them against the doors to make it difficult for anyone that had tried to enter.
Police say 18-year-old Jesse Van Roetseler had dropped out of school 4 years ago and was known to police.
I can say that Jesse was born as a biological male who approximately, the information that I have, approximately 6 years ago began to transition to female and identified as female. Police had attended that residence on multiple occasions over the past several years, dealing with concerns of mental health.
Investigators are still working on 2 crime scenes, the school and the family home.
2 firearms, a long gun and a modified handgun, were recovered by responding officers. Determining the origin of these firearms and what role they played in the shootings remains a significant part of the active and ongoing investigation.
Without a known motive or a suspect to question, investigators will have to conduct interviews with family and friends to see if there were any signs or clues that Van Roetseler was preparing to carry out something like this.
Quite often people say things and others think, oh, he doesn't really mean it. And then when this happens, they realize he did because they don't always come forward and report what friends say.
Any and all social media posts will likely be scanned, making sure no stone is left unturned.
It could be in school counseling, all different sorts of things that could give them that one little piece of information that says this could be why it happened.
Kathy Lee, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
U.S. authorities have released a man detained as a person of interest in the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The man was arrested in southern Arizona during a traffic stop as police searched for the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. But after several hours in custody, he was released without being charged. That man says he's a delivery driver who works in the area.
I'll try to clear my name. I didn't do anything. I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it.
The FBI is asking for the public's help in identifying the person seen in the doorbell camera footage. The video is released by investigators, and it shows a masked and armed person at the 84-year-old's home the morning she disappeared. The U.S. House of Representatives has voted to end some of President Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. A handful of Republican legislators delivered the White House a rare rebuke by joining the Democratic opposition to pass the measure. The 219 to 211 vote is mostly symbolic, though. Even if it passes the Senate, the president will almost certainly veto it. One of the world's largest food producers is staying intact, at least for now. Kraft and Heinz were both already huge companies when they merged in 2015 to become a packaged food giant. After years of seeing its market share chipped away by smaller competitors, the company decided in September to split. But since new CEO Steve Cahillane took over in January, he hit the brakes on the split. He says he thinks the challenges at Kraft Heinz are fixable and the company will instead invest in research and marketing to boost profits. A highbrow twist at the Golden Arches. This is McDonald's McNugget Caviar Kit. It comes with a 1-ounce tin of caviar, creme fraiche, and a caviar spoon. But this Valentine's Day gift ended up breaking a lot of hearts. It sold out mere minutes after launching. Canadian company Shopify is the latest to report earnings. BNN Bloomberg's Marla Fernandez has the details.
Shopify reported its highest quarterly revenue ever of $3.7 billion U.S. That's up 31% from the same quarter in 2024. Still, investors weren't too impressed because the Canadian company did miss on another metric. The stock was down over 6% by the end of the trading day. Shopify is an e-commerce company. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.68. West Texas Intermediate is up to 64.46. Western Canadian Select is down to 48.18. And the TSX didn't change much. It lost 2 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marla Fernandez.
Every day, ill and injured animals rely on blood donations, and yet most people don't know that blood drives happen in their community. Today, the Southern Alberta Veterinary Emergency Clinic in Okotoks hosted a Valentine's Day-themed doggy blood drive. Jacqueline Wilson was there.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some have 4 paws and a wagging tail.
All right, Pepsi, you're up.
13 dogs, including Pepsi, donated blood. Owner Cheryl Brown signed up 3 of her 4 dogs.
After working in a vet clinic, I've realized that the need is quite great for canine blood. And you have to be a specific candidate as a canine dog donor. So you have to be between 1 to 8 years old, over 55 pounds, calm-mannered, and up to date on all your vaccines and in good health. And this guy kind of fit the bill here.
The dogs were pampered with treats, ice cream, and a photo shoot. Each appointment is about 30 minutes, but the procedure itself is much shorter.
The initial blood draw only takes typically between 3 to 5 minutes, so it's pretty quick. It doesn't take too long. And one donation can save up to 3 lives.
There are more than 12 blood groupings for dogs, which is tested at the beginning of the appointment along with a health check.
The blood type that we test for is DEA1, which is dog erythrocyte antigen 1. And the reason we test for that one is because it is clinically significant. There's a positive and a negative, with negative being our universal donor.
Durgas says there's always need for new donors, as blood is used for a variety of reasons in veterinary medicine.
Trauma, in case of dogs, it could be parvovirus, von Willebrand's disease, hemolytic anemias, cancer therapy treatments, toxicity. So there's lots of different uses for the blood.
These doggo donations make sure that there's always blood available for others in need. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Okotoks.
And more information about registering your dog or future blood drive dates can be found on CanadianAnimalBloodBank.ca. In Edmonton, the high-level bridge was closed for a couple of hours this morning. A truck got wedged in the century-old bridge. Despite signs warning of low clearance, there is a long history of trucks hitting this. It happened 5 times last year. The province is considering increasing the current $10,000 fine for trucks that hit the bridge. The Calgary Canucks have been on a tough stretch of games, and it doesn't get any easier on them for the next few days. Glenn has those details for us next. You can catch Rob McLeod, known as Frisbee Rob, attempt to claim a Guinness World Record title this weekend. He'll launch a flying disc from a long range through a regulation basketball hoop in front of a live audience. Rob holds 13 Guinness World Records already, 14 World Championships, and the Canadian distance record. You can watch the attempt for free at the BMO on Saturday and Sunday at 4:30. Martin Pospisil and Team Slovakia pulled off a big upset at the Olympics today. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, the Slovaks beat Finland 4-1.
Tara, I don't think anyone was expecting that result. Now, while Pospisil plays for his country at the Olympics, young Matvei Gridin is playing in the American Hockey League's All-Star game. The 19-year-old took part in a skills competition last night. And the kid's got some serious skill. Check out the move he makes on the breakaway competition. Wow, that is some kind of goal. Watch that, just gets it in with the backhand. Yeah, Gridin also excelled in the pass and score competition. He and his linemen went 3 for 3. Gridin burying one of those goals. Lots to like about this guy in the future. He's playing in the All-Star game tonight. It's a busy week for the Calgary Canucks as they have 3 games in 4 nights. It's been a bit of a struggle for the Canucks of late, and they hope to stop the bleeding. The Calgary Canucks have dropped 7 of their last 8 games. They're just 2-6-1-1 in their last 10 and have dropped to 4th place in the AJHL South Division standings. Even though they've been having a tough time of late, panic hasn't set in.
You know, I think for our group, we're pretty young. We're one of the younger teams in the league, so going through this adversity now is better than in the playoffs.
This is Captain Riley Bracco's 3rd full season with the Canucks, and in that time, they haven't had many struggles. He says maybe a bit of adversity isn't such a bad thing.
Like you said, we've been pretty fortunate to play good hockey last couple of years, but I think it's good for this team to have adversity, you know, not be given anything. It's not like we're the same team we were the last couple of years. We gotta adapt and we gotta change with the times, and adversity is a big part of that.
Malachi Frey just joined the Canucks 3 weeks ago. The Canucks got him in a trade with the BCHL's Cranbrook Bucks. Even though he hasn't been here very long, he wears a letter. This is the message he has for the team.
Always trying to stay positive. I think we're doing a lot of the right things, trending in the right direction, making sure the guys stay bought in, and just staying consistent and just keep pressing on, sticking with the process, and knowing what we're building towards here. And obviously that's going to be a long playoff run and looking to make it 3 in a row here.
The Canucks are in Canmore on Thursday night. Then it's back home for a pair of games against Lloydminster on Saturday and Bonnyville on Sunday. The coach knows it's an important stretch.
Next 3 are very important, but we got to start with the first one, and that's tomorrow in Canmore. So we got to start with that first win and go from there. But every win's going to count from here till playoff time.
And the playoffs aren't far off. The regular season in the AJHL wraps up March the 15th.
Thank you, Glenn. Well, the message for the weather is enjoy it while we've got it, I guess.
Yeah, we've had a good stretch of this spring-like weather, and it's going to last for the rest of this week. It will start to cool down, though, slowly later this week. 11 degrees, though, for tomorrow, so not cool tomorrow. Tomorrow, be prepared for a very, very spring-like day in the plus double digits. Then down to 8 for Friday, down to 3 for the weekend, 0 for Monday, and then the rest of next week well below freezing. All right, so weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Laura G sent this one in. We had a few viewers send this photo in. It's interesting. So it looks like a spiral cloud coming out of a cloud.
Yeah.
Likely from an airplane, contrails. And then wind shear, which is the change in wind direction with height.
Okay.
But it looks really cool.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Thanks
Laura.
for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.